and blessings. This is Nubia I of the Blackberry Beauty Holistic Academy, Ancient African Healing for the Modern Sister. Okay, y'all, so we're going to now do the video that I talked about in the last video. And this is the one where we're actually going to make the green drink, the spirulina drink that I told you about. And then we're going to also make the herbal tea. Actually, we're going to do the herbal tea first because we want it to boil. So the first thing we want to do is, of course, get your pot. And what I'm going to do is fill it up with, I use purified water. And what I do is, I try to do about a cup of water because I'll show you how much I drink. So we're going to do the cup of water. Because while this is boiling, we can actually get ready for the green drink. So I did about a cup. And so what I do is I wanted to fill up this mug right here. And so sometimes I put too much water, which goes beyond the cup, which just means you have to have a cup and a half or a second cup. So here's my water, and all I do, this is very simple. All I do is bring it to a boil. So that's what we want to do. We want to bring that water to a boil, and then we're going to do the herbs. And I talked about the herbs in the last video. The herbs are red clover, nettles, red raspberry, parsley, dandelion, and alfalfa. And I know I think Sister Ade, she actually put a source where you can actually order great herbs online and have them sent to you. So we want that. So basically, this is when I get there, when I first buy it, it's an ounce of each herb, an ounce of the 6 herbs, and I pay about $10 for the whole bag, and it lasts me a good, I say 14 days, 12 to 14 days. So while we have that going, we're going to just put that to the side, and now we're going to make this very simple smoothie. I'll tell you about the smoothie. What I like to do first is, let me get my ice. So what I like to do first is put in some orange juice. Of course, this was first squeezed when I first bought it. And you know, organic always is preferable. I put in a little orange juice. Remember, if you have a sugar addiction, you want to put in less. And remember, you don't even have to do the orange juice. I just started doing this. Also, I like to cut it with water, because sometimes orange juice, of course, can feel very acidic. And so this is my water content. The next thing I do, everybody's different. If I like it real cold, if I like it cold, which I do, especially on a hot day, but you don't have to, I'll put 3 ice cubes. That was 1, here's 2, and here's 3. So I'll do 3 ice cubes. So I got the orange juice, I put the water, I put 3 ice cubes. Remember, y'all, we can't fit much in here. So you can vary, it can vary. Sometimes I'll cut a peach or nectarine up in very, very, very small, and I can get that in. But always, I put the banana. So the banana is always my base. And then I do some strawberries. Now normally, if you're in a Vitamix blender or a more powerful blender, I would blend the green part of the strawberry because it's very nutritious. But in this case, because this blender doesn't really blend up, I'll just take it off. I can use it in something else. And I do about 3 strawberries. And then I take my blueberries and I put those in. So we're making a very simple one. You can actually add raspberries or blueberries. You can do a nectarine or peaches, whatever available fruit that you have. And then the last part is the spirulina. And you can put from a teaspoon to a tablespoon. I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons because I like it. I like it looking green. I like the color of the green. So I'm going to do 3. Like I said, you can start off with a tea, and then you can go up to a tablespoon. And so that is what's done. And look, y'all, it is that simple. Isn't life wonderful? And then I close it up, making sure that the lid is closed. Maybe it's the Hamilton Beach. I close it up. And then, of course, I plug in the little tiny blender. This little tiny blender. And I just line it up. You'll see here where it's opening. It has a lock sign. That's either the lock is open, lock is closed. I'm locking it. And so I don't go too long because if you'll notice, if you hold this button down too long and start blending, what you'll notice is, I'm laughing, is that you'll start to smell a burning smell. And so I'll stop every once in a while. What I'm listening for is the ice being kind of blended. And that's that's it. So it's finished. That is it. It is done. And y'all, I'm telling you, it is delicious. And so I drink about 2 of these a day. I do my a quart of water when I first get up in the morning. When I first do in the morning, I actually do my yoga. Then I drink a quart of water. And then I take a sea salt bath and have my tea in the bath, which I love. Then after I do my tea, I get out the bathtub, you know, I do my shea butter, I do my clay mask, I do all that good stuff. And then I come and make one of these, and then usually I have one in the evening. So this is actually going to be my evening smoothie, and we're done. So that's how I do that. So now what we're going to do is, I'm still going to wait for the water to boil. It's not going to take too long. So we're going to go over here, and I want to show you I was telling you all about sprouting. So I want to show you exactly what I do. So right now I'm sprouting some quinoa. And sprouting, literally, you'll see a tail coming out of the quinoa. I soaked it overnight. And so what I did was I took about 2 tablespoons of quinoa. I put it in this jar. And then, you know what, actually, I know. So I'm going to actually stick with there, and I'm going to come back here. And I'll tell you why. It's boiling. Real simple. So I'm going to... It's already to a boil. What you do is, it's nice and hot, you turn off the fire, and what I do literally is I take a handful, maybe a little more, of the tea, a handful of the tea, I put it in, and I cover it. That's it. It's that simple. And I let that steep overnight, and in the morning time, I strain it, and I'll show you, I won't show you how I strain it, but I'll show you the strainer that I thought I had up here. Oh yeah, here it is. I keep my strainer here. So in the morning time, after that is set all morning, what I then do is I take the strainer, I put it over my cup, I take, of course, the top off, I pour it in, and then there's lots of tea still left in the tea that's actually been steeped all night, and I squeeze that to get the excess. We don't want to waste any of that good, delicious tea, and I drink it. I do not use any honey or maple syrup or anything. You want to drink it as is. I think it's very tasty. It is, a lot of the herbs are diuretic, so they will have you going to the bathroom, urinating, but it's the most, you will feel the energy, you will feel the vitamins and minerals, you will feel it. Okay, so now that we made the juice, right, the green smoothie, we also made our tea, so that tea is going to be ready for me tomorrow. I'll drink that in the morning, and yes, I do this at night and make it in the morning. I think together that might not even took 5 minutes. So now we're going to go over here. So I was telling you, I'm really getting into sprouting. I used to sprout a while ago when I made this stuff called Rejuvelac. And Rejuvelac is something that came from Ann Wigmore from the Hippocrates Institute when she was originally, of course, in Boston. Now it's taken over by Anna Marie and Brian Clement, and they're in Florida. But sprouting is wonderful, and I explained to you all the benefits of sprouting in the other video. So again, we're going to go back. This is quinoa, and so what I want is, like I said, I want to have some more calories, be fuller, and just have that powerhouse of nutrients. So what I did was I took 2 cups of the quinoa, put it in this mason jar, filled it up with water, and let it soak. So it's soaked overnight, and then, of course, I'm using this as a mesh. You can actually buy these at the hardware store. It's a big old screen, and I cut them because this is how we're going to strain every day. So once you let it sit overnight in the soap water, you would pour the water out, and 2 to 3 times a day, you want to rinse the seeds, and I'm going to do it right now. So basically, you have the water. It's filled. I shake it up just a tad because we got the screen on, but definitely hold the edges. Because we have the screen on, I just take the water out, and I do my best to get it all out, so I shake it a little. So this is, again, is the quinoa. So I shake it a little, and then what you want to do is you want to put it somewhere where it can tilt. And that's it, you cleaned it. So this is my 3rd time already cleaning it, so I'm good for the rest of the evening. I won't rinse it out again like this until tomorrow. And every day you'll notice, I'm going to put it this way, every day you'll notice that you'll start seeing the sprouts of the seeds. Now this is actual lentil, organic green lentils. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fill it with a little water, enough to rinse. I'm going to shake it up, and then I'm going to pour the water out. So with this, is what you're doing is you want to keep the lentils, or if we actually have seeds, you want to keep them wet. That's how they're growing. And once it starts to sprout a bit, you can actually then let it kind of sit in the sun to get even greener. But right now, this is all we're doing. And again, I'm going to attach a video of an expert who's doing it longer than me do it. So this is my lentils. And of course, you don't cook them afterwards. They're going to be ready to put in your salad and eat it. All right, y'all, so we're going to go back over here where the light is. So again, this is going to recap. So we made our spirulina green, I call it green drink. One can call it a smoothie. Yes, you'll still taste the skin of the blueberry sometimes, or you'll taste the seeds of the strawberries, and you want to eat those seeds. All seeds are good for you. And then we did our herbal tea with our 6 powerhouse of teas, which is red clover, nettles, parsley, dandelion, alfalfa, and red raspberry. All of them are the leaf, and I did an ounce of each, and I said it lasts a good 14 days. I do it every single night, so it's not too much. So anyway, I'm very excited. I'm glad that we got this video. It'll go with all the other 2 videos that I got up. And again, I'll attach the one on sprouting so we can learn more about the difference between living foods and raw foods. Have a wonderful holiday, a happy 4th of July, and thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I hope you enjoy this Monday Inspirational Upload. I think it's in 3 parts, and I'm always giving a lot of information. Each intensive, I want to give more and more information because I've learned so much. I tend to put them in different videos so people can watch them at their leisure. I love you all with all my heart. This is Nubia I of the Blackberry Beauty Holistic Academy, Ancient African Healing for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings.